We're live. We're live. We're live. This is not part of my series. Again, this is not part of my series. Whoops. It'll work. Hopefully that'll work. I guess I don't want to do that. Let's do something else. Hello, whoever's here. We want to go here. We'll go to here. We'll shoot this. We'll turn this on. Come back over here and go here. All right. What you're seeing right now is a printer test. This is the test for automation from 3D Farmers. I will put a link in the description when I get to it. Somebody came and left already. This is going to print one of my pawns for a chess set. And then it'll wait 1 hour. And it should push, if you see the big white piece on the front, it should push the piece off the deck. I do not have the deck angled yet. I'm doing one thing at a time. First, I want to get the automation going. Then I'll look at how to do it. Hey, Steve, how are you? The first thing that's going to happen is there's no purge line on this. It is purging into the purge extractor tray where the poop comes out. It will not put a purge line because the purge line will build up in thickness and then it'll be a problem. I'm using the push method because the pieces are small and they just pop right off for me. Hot plate, cold plate, it really doesn't matter. They pop off pretty easy. So it's going to take about 15 minutes to run. But if you look at the front of my print head, you'll see a big white hunk of plastic. That is the lift mechanism that they've designed for the automation. I also have printed out, let me grab it. Oh. I printed out the stand, the base. It's going to sit on this and it'll push the pieces down a slope so that they fall into a basket underneath. Like I said, I'm only testing one piece at a time. What I'm testing right now is the code and that big white hunk of plastic that looks like a scraper on the front of the printer head. While I was in there, I went in and checked my needle. I cleaned my needle a little bit just because I wanted experience cleaning it. And then I was able to reset it and get it all working again. I did take this unit from an AMS unit to a single roll unit. So hopefully I don't have a problem with filament jam or anything like that. I believe I have the right setup. So what did I do? I'm going to stop sharing my screen so you guys can see what I did. I'm going to share my screen. I want to share this. Share. All right. What you're looking at, I hope you're looking at, I can't tell. I hope you're looking at what you should be looking at. No, it's a red screen. And why won't it let me? Why won't it let me show you? Okay, there's Google. It won't let me show you farm. Let's see what happens now. Okay. This is 3D Farmer. This is where the software is. Guys, this is more me showing my future self what I do, because if it works, I got 16 machines to do this on, and I need to be able to wash, rinse, and repeat. So the first thing I had to do was I had to build a test piece. Now, there's a video. I'll link the video down in my description. You watch the video and it says for a mini, you should put the part like 5 lines down from the top of the plate on the right-hand side. So what I did, I went 7 lines down, 1 line in, and I centered the piece there because I believe if I do this right, I can print 8 or 10 pawns and push them all off. That's my goal. I don't know that it's possible, but I am going to test that part of it. So, the first thing I did was I created a file of the pawn. It's 1 pawn being printed. Sorry, guys. I will get better at this as time goes, switching back and forth. This is where you see the pawn. That is the right side of my printer. 7 lines down. It's only going to print that 1 single pawn right there. That's the only pawn it's going to print. All right. And then it'll cool down for an hour, which I don't think I need. But in the free trial, you have to let it cool for an hour in between the runs. And so you pay them $15 a month and buy the Pro. I will buy the Pro as soon as I see that it works on free. So I have the file, and it tells you to export the G file. So I'm going to try and share my entire screen again. It looked kind of funky the last time, but I'm going to pop stuff up here, and hopefully it looks good to you. Yeah, I can see it. I can see it in a preview. So what I did was, in preview, I sliced it out. It sliced okay. Total time's 1 hour and 26 minutes. That is not true. It's 26 minutes for the pawn, 1 hour of wait time. I came over here. I export plate sliced file. It's going to do a thing. It'll think a little bit, blah, blah, blah. And then a box will pop up for you to export. I exported it to here. And what it did was it took my original file. Hold on, that's the pieces you need. Test auto. Okay. It took my original file. I made an auto test 1 because each time I have to modify it, I'm gonna add a digit on the end so that I know which one actually worked. When you download, I download the auto test 1. Then, then you have to go into 3D Farmer, sign up for an account. You got to upload the file. So I upload auto test 1. Now I can only run 5 loops. If I pay them, I can run unlimited loops. I'm only running 1 loop because it's a test. If it screws up, I don't want to run it again. So this is a test. I want to make sure that it pushes the part off. If it pushes the part off, I'll pay for it, and then I can adjust the timing and everything like that. Okay, so I uploaded my file. I put in a number of loops. I want to do 5 loops this time because I tested it and it worked. The next thing I do is I detachment tuning. You can adjust all kinds of. It has a lift mode where it lifts, or it has a push mode where it pushes the part off. I'm using the push mode. You have a temperature based, which you cannot use in the free. You have to pay. Or a time base. So I put the time base. You do not get the how many seconds. You can't modify that. Then it says add to queue. So I'm going to add this to queue. And here's what happens. It modifies it, blah, blah, blah. And then it'll say that it's successful. Now I can download this one. Okay? When you download this, it looks like this. Modified auto-test1.g code. It's the exact same type of file. So then you have to go into Bamboo, start a new project, right? I don't want to start a new project because I want to watch that print go. Import. See, I could show you import. Nope. You go to import, you import it in, and it'll show it. Now it may show it on the cut and the prep. It may show prep and preview. It's okay. It's how the system works. I then can select the part and start printing it. That's the stage I'm at right now. I didn't want you guys sitting here forever watching this thing, watching me struggle with setting this prep up. This was not easy to prep. This took some time to figure out the coding and which file they wanted and what they meant. The guy is in Sweden. He doesn't have he has a strong accent, so he's a little difficult to understand. But I believe I got my way, worked through it. So now we'll go back to here. Device. The pawn's almost done printing. It's only got 6 minutes of print left. And then we have to sit for an hour to see if this thing pushes it off. Now, I'm going to wait for the hour. You guys do not have to stay here. You can go and come back. I don't care. I'll talk to myself and I'll do whatever I got to do. I want to see this and I want to record this screen to see if it actually happens. It's a test. I spend a lot of time in business testing my systems and processes to make sure that they run properly. Now, this one I have to make as close to perfect as possible. The reason I need to make it as close to perfect as possible is because I have to be able to go to bed at night, put my head down, and be able to sleep knowing that this thing's going to do what it's supposed to do. Now, what I did do for the test, just so you know, because it probably looks different than my other pawns, is I've reduced it down by 30%. So I'm selling chess pieces. So you got to know what your competitor sells. It arrived in a plastic bag, no label, no brand, no nothing. It's got one little UPC sticker on it. That's it. That's all I got. So they feel nice. They're not horrible. They have seam marks, very clear seam marks that you can see. Let me just make sure that's not somebody texting me on Facebook something's wrong. No, it's mail saying my mortgage payment's due. I want you to tell me which one you think is better. This is their rook. This is mine. My top is thicker. My details are more pronounced. Mine is much taller. Theirs barely comes to the bottom of where my castle starts to go up. Their king is the same height as mine, but it's smaller. My piece feels heavier in your hand. I knew these things before I started, guys. This is their queen. Okay. I don't know if you can see the top. Now they do have a little piece of grass on the bottom, and this thing is so freaking thin. If you run it on the corner of a table, it's going to scratch off. That's their queen. This is my queen. See, the indentations are more pronounced. The button on top of the crown, the lines in it are deeper. And again, mine is considerably taller. So I believe I have a far superior product than the #1 selling product on Amazon. That was my goal. This is clearly made in China. Although it doesn't say it is clearly made in China, it is a blow mold, injection mold. So what do I believe? I believe I got a far superior product. I believe I'm going to sell probably in time. I should take over the #1 spot. My feedback should be much stronger. I'm not shipping in a plastic bag. These things can get scratched and nicked and rubbed around, and I don't know why they do this, but I'm guessing they save 5 cents an item or something, so they do it that way. I thought about a padded envelope, a clear padded envelope. So as you can see, it's almost finished. It's 97%. Now it's going to wait like this. It's going to go up and sit in its normal spot. Oh no. Oh no. Don't come off the, no, stop. Okay. We still can see the pawn. Now it's going to take an hour. Anybody got any questions? I don't care what it's about because I'm going to sit here anyway. I'm going to kill this time. I really don't have anything I'm working on. I'm pretty much at a standstill. This is a product I made for my brother. You have to have and this is the nice part of 3D printing for me. You have to have a trademark on Amazon. My brother owns a trademark. And not only is it a trademark, he has a word mark. Okay. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. Yeah, you could see it. I made him a tower, a dice tower, that has the name of his trademark, his word mark, embedded right in the product. It's actually a nice product. I don't know if I can find the whole thing. It's missing the front dice tray. Not that anybody in Amazon's going to know that. But this is a nice one. You can put dice in here. You can drop them in through the top, and they come out here. And there should be a tray right here. I can clearly see where it attaches. One of the problems I had, and I threw them all in the trash bucket because I got tired of messing with them. Supports. My eyes and the lighting in here, I've not figured out how to get rid of support. So I'm not going to be looking at pieces that have a lot of supports. What I am going to look at is redesigning the pieces that need support so that they don't need supports. I don't know how I can cut out a piece in Tinkercad yet. I will figure it out. I'm pretty good at figuring stuff out. I don't know what I got to do or how I'm going to do it, but I am going to do it. I am going to get there. I will be able to take the center of a chess piece. I'll pull one out so you can see what I'm talking about. I'm going to be able to cut this section out from this seam line here to this seam line here. I'll be able to expand it so that it doesn't need a support. This one in particular doesn't need a support, but I'm looking at one, a wooden chess set. It looks like a carved chess set, and some of the pieces are, let me see if I can, I don't know if I have. I'm opening up in Bamboo. I guess I got to share my screen again. Sharing. We got an hour to wait, so. And I know a lot of people don't want to just hang around. Everybody's blowing out, and that's fine. I understand that. Come back in like 30 minutes or so, and 40 minutes, and we'll be testing more of this out. Where is it? Bamboo. I think this is it. Hell, I'll just do the entire screen again. I don't care. There ain't nothing valuable on there. Yeah, this one here. This one here has a lot. It has to be supported here. And it has to be supported here. Now, I could just run a rain down across here, and I think that would be enough of a support. I also could put in a temporary support from his chin to here, like a flat piece right here, like a little triangle would break apart so it doesn't have to come all the way up. All this should be okay. It can have that kind of overhang. The problem is when it doesn't have anything when it starts. It's not connected in any way. If this was connected right here, this head would hold itself up. This right here, if I trim this main, I don't know if you can see it. I might be able to trim this main right here so it's more of a 45. If I do that, it will not need a support back here. These are just things I'm looking at. And I'm working on it. It's a work in progress. I still got my king. I've been trying to clean up a little bit because I'm out of this room. This is the print shop. For those that missed it this morning, this is going to be the print shop. It's going to have 16 printers right here, 12 A1 mini single reel, no AMS. I'm going to put 6 on this side, 6 on the end, 4 A1 minis with AMS right here in the middle. The reason I'm putting the AMS in the middle is because of the size space it takes. So that it's kind of balanced. It's going to be A1 mini single reels running chess pieces. This will probably make the box. It'll also be multicolor. I want to take the ends of the reels and run them through the AMS and just use reel ends in AMS so that I burn it up. I am not going to have 100 reels sitting around the shop. And I'm going to put one on and it's going to get used all the way through, and that's it. And then there's going to be 6 more back there running chess pieces. I have a relative humidity right now of 45%. I got these. I ordered these on Amazon. They were like $13. They're going to be set up on the shelves. I have 12 of them. They were like $1 a piece. I know that's high humidity for a print shop. I will be getting a dehumidifier here in the next couple of days to run in this section. That door is no longer going to stay open. I'm going to close it. I'm going to use window foam and seal it in tight. I like that I can let light in. Because this is an old sun porch, there's an exterior door leading into this room. So if my son-in-law does actually figure this out, he will be able to come in and out the back door with a key. Sorry, guys. It's been a hectic day. This is the printer. This is what the A1 printers will sit on. Okay. Why is it black and white? Because it's a frickin' shop, and I'm using what filament I have up. I don't have that much filament. The other thing is, Steve, the only reason I'm running, drying my filament and stuff like that is because I'm running this as systems and processes. So I want to be able to say, if this gets to 45, we need to do A. If it gets to 50, you got to do B. If it gets to 55, you got to do C. There's going to be a schedule for emptying the dehumidifier. Is it every morning? It has to be empty every night. I'm working on scheduling out what pieces I can build with automation and what pieces I can't. The board cannot be built with automation. It's too thin. Um, this is why I run prototypes. You make mistakes. There's another one. That line probably added 30 minutes to the print time on this thing because it has to black, white, then black. The poop tank was full. I was like, where's all this coming from? Playing with the lid, I found it. I know some of you will watch me make chessboards. I'm just killing time, guys. Some of you see me working on chessboards. I'm not sure what I did wrong, but my marks are a little off. Now, I'm a little off from here this way, but I'm not off on that itself. So making an adjustment this way, so it sits right, is not hard. As soon as I get a measuring tool, I'll be able to fix this so that I can print it again and it should land perfect the next time. And I'll have to measure and figure out how much I got to move it. I could almost eyeball it, but I'm not looking to make 50 of these, although I could have a backyard chess set, the world's largest chess set, whatever. Who knows? I'm being goofy. So that's where I'm at. Right now, I'm just trying to make sure that this thing actually works. As you can see, it finished printing, but it says finished here, but you can see it's not done yet. So now it's just a wait game. I don't think I'm going to need to wait anywhere near that length of time. I can go back there and touch that piece and just literally barely touch it and it'll fall over. They were well designed and they're very nice. I don't know where I put them. Here they are. Let me show you this one because you'll be able to see it better. I did get nuts. I'm going to set them in, like I said in the logo on the tower. I'm starting to get better with this stuff, guys. I just slapped that together because I needed a trademark. But I'm starting to understand how to use Tinkercad a lot better. I'll set it in. I'll be able to put a bolt in it, glue a bolt in it so it's weighted because that's got a nice weight to it. By doing that, I'm going to have to put a piece of felt over it. What I seen was that they do not felt the whole bottom. It may have a little bit of space. So they're using one size. So I'll figure out what I need for the pawn so that the pawn is fully covered and the king won't be. Or I'll have to get two sizes, one for the pawns and one for the bigger pieces. But all in all, this is coming along very well. Bamboo Labs had a big start of a Black Friday sale today. I ordered 5 more printers. I got 4 more A1 minis, and then I got me a play toy. I got a PS1, a P1S or PS1. I don't even know what the hell I bought. I just said, I'll throw this in the cart. The reason I did it was it's going to sit on this filing cabinet for my prototypes, for my personal tinkering. It's not going to be part of the farm. Nobody will have access to it but me. It's my personal toy. My granddaughter's already asked me what am I going to make her on the printer. I'm looking at how much time we got left. It doesn't say. As you can see, that white stuff is grease. I shake a little, so it's very hard for me to put it on there, but I did what I did. I got it on. I got it to work. Anybody got any questions? I'll answer questions. Just throw them up in the chat. I'm really just at this point in time, I'm killing time to make sure this thing works. It's a test. Once that test works, I'll start another test, not on YouTube. I'm not going to sit here for hours. I could be out in the garage, cleaning my garage, smoking a cigar, doing something. I'll set this up and I'll put the printer on this and I'll run another pawn and see if it pushes that one off into a bucket underneath. Then I got to figure out how the hell I'm going to put a bucket. I've seen some people have like a rain gutter funnel. It goes into a funnel and then it goes into a tube down into a box. So it's a little neater and it's a little softer on the item than just flying through the air and landing on top of other pieces. I may put a slide in like a UPS. If you've ever worked for a shipping company or something, they use metal slides at different angles for speed. I may put a slide in so that like a tray runs almost like a gutter, runs across the front of the rack on an angle. So it runs all the way down and then drops down into a box there. I really don't want too much in front of them so that I can get to the printers. I'm trying to work with very little space. This thing is, you can see, I could touch the curtains and almost touch the window. It's just under 6 feet wide. So it does the job. It's not the greatest thing, but it does the job. I still might rent real estate, but I don't have to at the moment. I can get 16 printers in here. The electrician assures me that I can. He'll be back here on Thursday to get a deposit and start making sure that I know exactly what I want. Anybody interested in me show you how I found this? How I find stuff that I can legally print? I got to share my screen again. I have nothing printing, or I'd show you what I'm printing. I have nothing printing. In fact, 3 of the 4 printers are turned off. We'll go into Farmers. We'll use that one. Okay. So what I do is I go to, maybe I shouldn't show that. Is there anything on there I don't want you to see? No, it's just my Amazon crap. I go into printables. .com. I search for Dice Tower because I got to find out if I can find this one. Dice Tower. Then on this left-hand side, it's hidden. License. Public domain. There they are. I believe I found this one under public domain. Look, here's a Monopoly dice roller. They paint these, guys. People paint these and then they put them up. This kind of looks like it, but I don't think that's the one it is. Then I look at the files and see what the files are. Now, this is a real big one. See, this one's tall. This is much taller than the one I have. That might be a nice one later. I don't know if we're going to find it. But see this little area right here? That's the part that's missing on the one I have. It's called a dice tray. I just like the one that I was looking at because it has the rocks on the bottom. Now, what I can do, you see this? Now this one's pretty chintzy. What I can do though is where the dice comes out here. Oh shoot, you can't see that. What I can do is where the dice comes out. Oh, you couldn't see, Steve, you couldn't see printables? I got to start checking. Sorry, I can go back and do it again. See where it comes out? I could make this a ramp with like a drawbridge. Put a drawbridge right here, hinged, so that you could open it up and lay it out so the dice roll down and down the drawbridge to the table. Let me do the printables again so you can see. Sorry. Let me just do this. If I share my entire screen, you should be able to see it. Nope, it won't let me show the website. I don't know why it won't let me do that. You can see it now. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, guys. I can't get it there. See, now it shows. Then it stops, but then I can't get it back. What if I do this? What if I cheat? I can't see. Can you see that, Steve? Yeah, I see it. All right, I found a way to get around it. Hold on. I found a way to get around it. I just gotta, now I gotta. So I gotta do this. So I'll start it over. I'm just trying to get the screen to line up. Now I see what I got to do, and I'll have it lined up the next time. All right. All right. So what I do is I go to printables, right? I go to printables homepage. I type in what I'm looking for. Dice Tower. And then I go down and I start scrolling through and I look for the ones I want. But you got to, I forgot this is the part you probably want to see. You got to be very careful. You can put in all your filters here. Here's what I filter for: license, select, public domain. That means it's legal to print. It is public domain. I haven't had any problems with this. Now here's a pink one, you know. Here's another one. There's, you know, they got all kinds of different ones. Let's see if we can find Mr. Monopoly again. You know, here's one shaped like a dice. Now, what I was saying was, if I can't find it, now it's saying it's all loaded. So what I was saying was, if I couldn't get to where I could find the bottom piece of this, what I could do is I could put pins in it right here and have it so put a hinge here with a drawbridge, put the drawbridge so I can fold down with two edges on the drawbridge. It can fold down to the floor and the dice could roll right out from the top. You drop the dice in, you know, you drop the dice in and they come rolling out here. so I could put the drawbridge so it lays on the table. So when you drop the dice in, it comes down the drawbridge and down. Um, the printer is busy with another job. Who's saying? What do you mean the printer's busy with another job? Printer shouldn't be busy. It's not busy. What the hell are they talking about? They don't know what they're talking about. So I could, drop the dice in, have a little table here, and a little drawbridge down. Now it's totally my own design. I could round this all up, pop this hole out, and put a dragon's head sticking out right here. A dragon's head. Let a head stick out like an inch, which would be cool. There's so many things that you can do with this stuff, and the quality is solid. It's heavy. So that's where I'm at. I'm running out of things to talk about. It's kind of tough talking to yourself. How much time we got left? Is there some kind of clock? Nope. Huh. What are we supposed to do? I guess we just got to sit and wait. I guess that's all we can do is sit and wait and watch. I wish I had something to work on. I don't. I'm not working on anything. The weighted pieces are February, March earliest, probably. One thing I can tell you is you have to work on your printer settings. If you're selling this stuff retail, I believe printer settings matter. I'm finding out. I guess I'll need crazy glue and glue that sucker together so it doesn't come apart. So it's just one piece. Now understand, if I run automation, if this automation works, I got to run 12 of these. I need 12 of these set up for automation. Poop bins, I need 12. So it's not all over the freaking shop. I don't want to be in here sweeping every 5 minutes. Talked about humidifiers. I ordered this deburring system. I don't even know what it is. It was $4. I figured how can I go wrong for $4? I can't really see what it is. I think it's more of a steel thing. Oh no, it's got a sharp edge on it. Definitely need a magnifying glass. It's got some weight to it, so it's not it's not cheap. All right, it's not cheap, so it's a. What do I got that I can work on here? This guy's got a little burr. Okay, you can't push it all the way in. Well, it definitely works. Took that burr right off of there. I'll play with it and see what happens. Guys, I really am killing time. I'm sorry that there's a lot of dead space in this, and you don't have to stay, Steve. Just, I'm watching the clock. We probably got about 20 minutes before we're going to see anything, maybe a little longer. But I'm okay with that. I want to know that this works. I want you to see that it works. I want you to understand that if you have questions about it, I can try and help you once I understand how it works. Um, this goes back to you have to jump. At some point, you just got to go out of hell with it. I'm going to do it today. I'm sure my wife ain't really thrilled with me because I've been hyper focused on this stuff. But we'll get by. Uh, she likes being able to pick up the phone and book a cruise when she wants. So there's got to be some give and take in that part of it. And my wife is very, very understanding of what I do. She has her moments. I have my moments, but it works. It works well because she understands that I can't always just go run and do. Sometimes I have to wait for a phone call. Tomorrow morning, I have a guy coming that's going to steam pressure wash my sidewalks and driveway. I don't like dirt, guys. I kind of like to keep my house looking nice. So he's coming. He's like, it don't look that bad. I'm like, I don't care. Do it anyway. I'll pay you. I guess everybody in Texas is poor because they kind of flinch before they give you a number. I try not to beat him up. He's washing my windows inside and out, fixing any screens that are broke, just making my life a lot easier. I wish I had something to show in printing. No questions. I feel bad. Nobody's got any questions. I'm just killing time. Really, guys, I'm not going to list this video anywhere. This video is not for anybody. This is my test video. For one thing, I can record what went wrong. If something goes wrong, I'll be able to go back and go, oh, I need to fix this. If it works, fine. If it doesn't, that's fine too. I'll be able to see what the problem is from right here. I wish it was zoomed in a little more, but it is what it is. I will be doing, I have thought about this, and since I'm getting into this stuff, I'm going to do, I'm going to see if I can set it up so that I can take a picture after every layer. I know that they have it where it goes onto the camera. I want to try and do it so I can put it into a folder on my drive at the end of every layer. Hire a VA to go in once a day and take all those files and put them into a video, put some background music to it so you can watch every one of my prints. Every single print I have would be time lapsed on YouTube. My mistakes, my flaws, my prototypes, everything. Listen, I'm not you. If you want to get into chess pieces because I say it's good, that's a real statement of flattery to me because the best form of flattery is when somebody copies you. That means you're doing something right. And I ain't that smart. I ain't that smart. I got to see if I can find some different nuts. I'd like to go to a nut shop, maybe a hardware store or something where I can find the right size nut that I need and go, okay, this is what I want for weight. I do have a scale. I can put my scale together. I know where it's supposed to be. I know where it's supposed to come in. It's supposed to come in around 1.5 ounces to 2.5 ounces, I believe. There's no official triple weight. You see a lot in chess. I'm not going to use the term because I don't want anybody to challenge me saying it's not triple weighted. I thought it was going to be 6 pounds. Each piece was going to weigh 6 pounds. What you got's not weighted. Guys, I do everything in bulk. Look, there's 8 plates. I got 4 machines. I got 8 12 plates now. Got 4 from Bamboo and 8 I ordered off of Amazon. I changed my plates after each one. Okay, it's at 0 grams. All right, let me see. The piece weighs 21 grams. With the nut, it's 37 grams. I don't need kilograms, pounds, ounces. It's 0.74 ounces. With the nut, it's 1.31 ounces. How about the little nut? How about the little nut? Little nut doesn't do enough. It really should be a little heavier than what it is coming in. But that's okay. I could say they're weighted. Hey, Childhood Games, what you're watching, just so you know, is we're sitting in a dead zone. We're at 51 minutes. I believe at about an hour 10, my printer should turn back on and push that piece off the end of the bed. That's the automation. I am working with automation today. I recorded it, not so much for you to be able to see it, but for me to see where the mistakes are, if there's any mistakes in it, or if something needs to be adjusted. And just so that I have a record, because if it works, I got 16 more machines to go. This is from 3D Farms. 3D Farmer, I'm sorry. This is his mount that goes underneath of it. I don't have it on the unit. I'm testing one step at a time for automation. That's my goal. That's my claim to fame. I know people are bouncing in and out, and it's not real exciting, but I have nothing on the printers. I have nothing on the printers. This is the only thing on the printer. I am out of filament. My order comes Thursday. I got some bright colors coming tomorrow. I got some kid colors coming tomorrow to mess around with my granddaughter's stuff. I've been doing a lot of looking on Amazon for product ideas. D&D is a big section, guys, and there's a lot of plastic modular pieces that you can run on a bed over and over and over and over and over again. And they pay and they sell. I don't know what it is about D&D players, but man, they're willing to fork out some money. Castle walls. Yeah, I don't know. Listen. I didn't test this and go, okay, it worked. Now let me show off on Amazon. This is me doing first try. I did show them how I use 3D Farm. What's the software called? Some bitch. There's a software. 3D Farmer, and it helps you build the loops. It's supposed to set it all up based on your product. It's going to be interesting to see if it pushes this part off. He has if you notice right here, watch my mouse. This is an additional part. This is an upgraded part. What this is it's a scraper pusher. It will scrape, and it doesn't touch the bed, but it'll come down to close to the bed, and it'll push that part right off the end. And it's supposed to go down into a bucket or something. I don't have that designed yet. Guys, I'm not hesitating to spend money. Just so you know, I'm pulling the trigger. If I see something I think I need, I pull the trigger. I'm not nickel and diming this. This is not a bootstrap business. This is a startup company with capital in the bank to work with. I went to Bamboo Labs today, childhood games. I went to Bamboo Labs today, and I bought 5 more printers. I ordered the #1 selling chess piece thing on Amazon, and this is their rook. I know I did this before. I don't know if anybody's in here that was in here before. This is the rook. That's their rook. The blue ones are theirs. The white ones are mine. I don't have any color yet. All right. This is my rook. Mine is the white one. Theirs is the blue one. Blue, white, look about the same, right? Look close. Flat top, towered. More details. My lines are cleaner. Not knocking their product. They got a really nice product. If I was playing chess, this is yes, you're absolutely right. He said, I see how the concept of it works. Pretty much printing blanks and using the print head with the scraper to push the ends off, right? Yes, that's exactly how it's supposed to work. He says you can print more than one piece. You got to lay it out and test it, make sure that it works. You know, I'll be testing this. If that piece doesn't break off, that head's going to have struggle to push. That bed's going to give it a problem where you're going to have friction. Theirs has a little bit of grass on the bottom, but I can tell you right now, I can pull that grass off. It's not like I'm going to use this set. Their base is hollow. This piece is hollow. Their piece is hollow. See that? It goes into what? That piece is hollow all the way to here. All the way to where it starts to come out. Interesting. I'm glad I did that. I was wondering, but I could feel the divot. I could feel the divot in my hand. So this thing is definitely injected molding in China. It's a Chinese piece. It's not a bad piece. Mine has a little more weight to it, I believe. Let's see. Their rook is 0.49 ounces. My rook is 0.53 ounces. Not a big difference, but it's the little things that will matter. Somebody playing chess will notice that. Wait, here's the queen. Theirs is blue. No real indentation on the notches. Little small button on the top. Mine's very pronounced for the queen. My lines are very clean. Theirs has a single seam line. My pieces have no seam line. I removed the seam line. I know it sounds crazy, but I was able to remove the seam line. What surprised me about their stuff is, look at this packaging. It comes in a 5x7 bag. No marking on it, other than one little sticker for Amazon's needs. They do not have any branding whatsoever. No, the rules of chess type stuff. There's nothing. I think I'm going to have a scanner code where you scan it with the phone, and it'll take you to my Amazon store, which will have a page with the rules of chess, how the pieces move. Oh, that's the other thing on mine. And I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. There it is. See that? That's a plus sign. That's to show you that the rook can move left to right and up and back. Plus sign. It's just a little detail. It's the little things that'll make me better in the end. Guys, we're getting close. It should be any time now. It only took 16 minutes to print this. And I had it started when I started the live. It was running already. Because I wanted to go into the room and make sure that it was working. This is my back bedroom. If you notice, the boxes are gone. I'm starting to get all the trash collected up. Trash day is Thursday. I can only put so much trash out at a time. So I fill my can. I put one bag of our garbage on top, and he takes it. Cardboard, I have to take to Walmart to dispose of it. We don't have a recycling here. There's just so much of it. I can't put it out for the trash. But I do like that my pieces are solid on the bottom. That may be a selling point. Solid filled pieces, hollow pieces. I may actually take pictures of theirs and use some of theirs and ours comparisons. Their rook is 2 centimeters shorter, and it's below. No, their rook is 4 millimeters shorter, and it's 2 millimeters shorter than the FIDE rules call for. The International Chess Association has these rules. Federation International, blah blah blah. Hey, Dave. Dave, what you're watching is the beginning of the automation of the manufacturing of chess pieces. That's a pawn that was printed almost an hour ago. At the 1 hour, when it's finished for 1 hour, it is going to move down and push that off the printer bed. I'm not recording this for YouTube. I am live, and it'll be out there if you can find it, but I'm not listing this video. This is just a personal test. This is for me to be able to record and see what happens. And I went live because it makes me commit to staying here. You need a few more comments, Dave, and you can have a number 2 crowd. It's going to be tough to get Steve. He's got like 20 comments. You may have to do the alphabet one letter at a time. I don't have a big following, so it's not like I got 100 people coming in here trying to have their own crown. I did order pieces, Dave. I'm not going to go through it again. I just went through it. Their rook is shorter. Their rook is hollow. Their pieces are hollow. Mine are solid. See, there's a hole in there. Completely hollow piece. It's shorter than mine. I don't know. I guess I'm just proud that I did the little things. It's shorter. It's shorter. It's hollow. It has a seam line on it. Mine has no seam line on it. Mine has a plus on the back of it. Let's see if I can get that plus to zoom in again. There it is. Well, you can see the mark. You can't see that it's a plus. That's a plus. Yes, it is. It's one of the $19 sets you've seen on Amazon. I bought it. I bought it because I wanted to know how much of a competitive edge I have. If I run mine cheap enough for a while and get the ranking up and get the ratings up and get the people leaving feedback for it, I will take over this one. This one is going to go down as not the number one chess piece, this will be the number one chess piece. I'm not gonna. I am going after them. After I'm talking about putting my product in a box. It comes in a bag with a sticker on it, with an Amazon sticker on it, Ziploc bag. That's all it is. There's no. You hear them moving. No protection, no wrap, no packaging. So I'm going after them. I think I can do it. We're going to see. If I am able to do it, it's probably that one listing is probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 800 units a month. $10 a piece. Sounds like 8 G's to me, boys and girls. My granny panties work. Why do I put all that information out into the public domain? It's just what it is. My listing's already done. I had a professional write it for me. The only thing I got to do is better images. If I remember right, this guy has 2 images. I will have 7 or 8 images. I'll have videos up. I will show Made in America, veteran owned. I will point out that they have a seam line. I do not. I hid my seam by randomizing where the seam is. See, on every line, it starts and ends at a certain point. On this one, it has a seam because it's injected molded. I'm able to move my line around so it breaks it up and there's not a clear seam line. It's just little things that I feel I wanted to do. I wanted to be proud of the piece to hand it to my grandson. And my grandson already asked if he could have his set. So that makes me happy. I have mine in a Ziploc bag. This is a prototype. This is the first white set I made. It'll go in the closet. And my grandkids will throw it out when I'm dead. Come on. We're all sitting here waiting. We got 3 people sitting here waiting. Remember, thumbs down. Leave me a thumbs down. I really don't care about the algorithm with this stuff. If you do something, it leaves a note for the algorithm to give it a little food to find more of me. This one is, I think part of the problem is I use live. I don't do video. I plan on staying live. Eventually, I want to set up printers on my, set up video 24/7 live videos of my processes running day and night. Let's go. Let's go. I'm waiting for this printer. It should be any time now. It doesn't tell me how long it's been going. It says it's 1 hour and 26. But I know that in the code, it has an hour of wait time. If I pay for the program, I can shorten that wait time. If this thing knocks that piece over and pushes it anywheres, I am going to go pay for the version so I don't have to wait an hour on the next test. I believe after 15 minutes, I can knock that piece off. I'll find the sweet spot that streamlines the process so I can get more pawns on there. But understand something. With the automation, I do not need an employee to stand there and watch this thing like we're doing right now, and it will push the thing off the end. And it'll reprint that pawn. This time, all it's going to do is push that piece off, and that's where the program ends. I think we're getting close. I hope so. I'm getting tired of waiting. I could be doing 10 other things. I got so much to do. I got to get this office. I got to get my office moved into the living room so that the electrician has room to work in here and put in all the electric that's needed. This is where all 16 printers are going to go, is in that sun porch that everybody laughs at. Everybody's like, "Oh, what about security?" This thing's built like a house. It's not just some slapped together thing. This is part of the house. Um, it was just an awning, and it had uh, screens. All they did was fill in everything, built the corners more solid, put the real windows in, and then finished it off. It's finished. I don't know if you can see it. No, you can't. But I got regular house windows in here. They're gonna have to break the windows to get in. I am going to run a lot of high tech security. There's going to be cameras in all the corners. There's probably going to be a line of cameras down this wall here above the curtains. There's a ledge. If you look straight back above the brick, there's that ledge. There's a ledge. Same thing on this side where the curtains are. I'm probably going to have a camera aimed at each printer. I don't know if I can zoom them in enough, but that's where I'd like to pull the live streams on my channel and let them run live 24/7. And I would put some music in here just so it would be like a little bit of an atmosphere. I'd find something I could play over on a long loop. Some of the Beethoven is royalty free now. Uh, I know YouTube has a lot of royalty free music, so I can make a soundtrack and just put it on a loop for viewership. Come on, we're sitting here watching. I'm starting to get excited, guys, because it should be any time now. Um, I hope it works, but if it doesn't, I got to make sure I got that window up. I got to be able to get to that window because see this red button right here? If I push that, it stops that printer head. So if there's a problem, I want to be able to stop that printer head. I don't know if I circled it right there. I can stop it. I can pause it. I have paused it and changed the filament. Oh, Dave, you didn't see this. My brother has a word mark for that, and Amazon wouldn't let him have brand registry until he had a physical product with the name on the product embedded in the product. So I printed him a dice tower with the name. So now we can take pictures and send it into Amazon to get the trademark finished. Again, I don't really care. You can't use it. Try and use a trademark. You can't. It is a trademark. We do protect our trademarks. I will sue you if I find you using my trademark. You calling me, babe? You got what? I guess she ain't talking to me. Come on, printer head, let's go. I guess I should walk in there and make sure, but then you can't hear nothing because there's no mic. I really ran out of stuff to talk about. I never run out of stuff to talk about, but I did today. I hope this is working. We're running out of time. It's a layer 150. It's not. It says finished, but it's not. It's finished printing. The G code is supposed to push that piece now. I hope it doesn't fail after all this time waiting. I will not record it again. This is a one-shot deal, so it's we're just waiting. Just waiting. What you got going on, Dave? Steve? Anybody? What is taking so? See, I do not have patience. This is where I hate doing this stuff. I hate these tests. I hate long tests because if something goes wrong here, I'm going to have to wait another hour for a test. There's a lot I can do in an hour. But I also know that if I get this right, I save a whole lot of time and I save a whole lot of labor. Let's go do something. Printing out some boring stuff. Yeah, that's how you make the money is boring. That's how you make the money. Yeah, I hated going to bigger units. It costs so much money. Somebody else came in. Guys, thanks for watching. I hope this works. I'm starting to have my doubts. Nothing's happening. I don't see a bed temp going up, but I see that nothing's changing. The light's on, but nobody's home. Yeah, there's a lot of things. I've done it to save the money. I get it. I really do. I really do. Um, I hope I did this right. Whoops, that scared the hell out of me. Oh, what's going? What's going? It's going. It's going. It's going. Knock that thing over. Goodbye. It did it. Gone. Touchdown. We scored. I almost missed it. There you go, boys and girls. It is gone. Automation worked. Step 1 complete. I didn't see any struggles in it at all. It looked like it just pushed it right off the end. Now, I'll be honest. I'm thinking about redesigning that headpiece so that it has like a little curved unit in it so that it kind of grabs it when it pushes it off. It looked like it was high on the head, so it was an easy push. Now, so you know what it's doing, it's running through a cycle right now. It pushes the whole it clears the whole bed. It clears the whole bed. Now I understand why this angle is so sharp. This angle is sharp so that if it knocks it over, it'll roll off. That's it, guys. I got it. I did it. I'm excited. I was able to get it. It really does work. Now it's going back. Oh, can you see what it did? It lowered down closer to the bed. I don't know if you can see that. It almost is on the bed. So it will get almost anything off of there. It will not get my chessboard pieces. The pieces that make the chessboard. I don't know. I thought I had one. It won't get these off. These are very thin. Thank you for coming to watch this, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm not gonna archive it. This will be available, but I just wanted to see if it worked. Now my next thing is how many can I do? How many can I do? Guys, thanks for stopping by. Now I got something to play with. I'll talk to you later. Remember, God loves you. I'm still trying. Have a blessed one. I'm out of here.